Hey everybody, I'm back for video 50 of 365. Woohoo, I made it to 50. Oh my gosh, huge milestone. I've got I'm about a seventh of the way through this whole journey. How interesting, how amazing. This is so much fun doing a video a day, every day for a year. It is crazy the confidence that you build inside yourself, and I totally recommend doing something like this if you're interested in building yourself up in any sort of way. And today I thought I'd just talk about overwhelm. And you know how people, you'll ask them how they're doing and they'll be like, yeah, I'm alive. Or yeah, I'm above the ground today. And it's like, well, that's better than not being above the ground. And just want to remind you guys that as long as you're alive, there's hope. And you're supposed to be here. There's a reason you're here. So come on in and enjoy my video today. Sit down, relax, kind of take some breaths in and out if you're feeling overwhelmed, and just kind of be with me for a little while and sit with me. Because this is a place to be if you're overwhelmed, because I'll teach you how to not feel that way. The reason why I'm so good at teaching how to not be overwhelmed is because I'm the queen of being overwhelmed. I know how it feels. And it's not the most fun thing to feel because your body is like on fire. And I was thinking about that today because I have so much going on right now, so many different things. And someday I may share my story in different facets and, different areas. But, oh my gosh, for instance, dealing with, business, just business in general, being an entrepreneur. I do still take insurance with clients most of the time. And so oh man, dealing with insurance companies and getting back into the groove with some of these people is just not the most fun thing. But each thing that I do, I gain more confidence. Like with this channel, every single thing was going wrong. And I would just put out each fire as it would come along. I put out the fire. And so now it's just like on autopilot. I'm video 50. It took me about, 50 videos to get really comfortable, to know where to set the light and where to put the settings on the camera. I had to learn this camera. I had to clear storage off the computer, all these things. So was I feeling overwhelmed? A little sometimes, but I know how to get myself out of that. So one of the things we do when we're overwhelmed, and what it really means is we've lost the present moment. So you want to acknowledge, hey, I've lost the present moment right now. That's why I'm feeling overwhelmed. Another thing to tell yourself is you've made whatever you're doing right now so important that it's making you feel overwhelmed. Nothing is that important to make you feel upset. It really isn't. And I heard somebody say that recently about we put so much importance on what it is we're doing. And I was like, man, that's so true. Instead of putting the importance on how am I feeling and what am I thinking in this present moment. So you've lost the present moment when you're overwhelmed. So it's like, how do you get it back? And the way that you kind of get it back is you just do a check-in with yourself. Just keep checking in and saying, where did I lose this moment? What is my thought process that takes me out of this moment? What is maybe scary about being in the present moment? What feeling am I avoiding? Because all of these things are affecting your trajectory of your life. So you think that you want something because you're going to feel better having it. Like whenever this task gets done, then I'll feel better. But guess what? There's going to be 2,500 other tasks. We never get it done. We're always in process. If you just think about life, you're always in process. You're always buffering. Think about it that way. You're always buffering. You're never not learning and growing, ever. So if you just kind of accept that, yeah, it feels good to get things done and knock them off your to-do list. But I also recommend you create a to-don't list. I think that's very, very, a very good use of your time to create a to-don't list instead of the to-do list. Now, we have to be responsible, keep things in our calendar. I put everything in my little online calendar. I love the Google Calendar. Ever since a friend introduced me to that years ago, I love it. I'm sure you love it too if you use it, or some kind of digital calendar. I had a handwritten planner that I used for years. I love doing the handwritten. And then when my friend introduced me to the Google Calendar, I was like, oh yeah, this is a lot better. And it's just satisfying when you swipe off each task as you complete it. But yet again, there are 2,500 more tasks that you will have, and you'll have other fun little events that go on. And so it's like, what do? And you just kind of accept the fact that you're always in process and that your life is happening right now. And there's nothing more important than the right now moment. There really is not. And every time you're straying from the present moment and going into the future, you're kind of abandoning yourself in the present. You're kind of ghosting yourself, if you will. Like my last video that I did yesterday is the universe ghosting you. And I think we're ghosting ourselves a lot of the time. We're abandoning ourselves. And that's why we start to feel bad after we do that over and over. And it's also important to recognize signs of burnout. Burnout and overwhelm go very well together. They're husband and wife. And so you just have to recognize when you need rest. I think that needs to be number one on our to-do list is cultivating rest, actually scheduling rest into your schedule for real. Like I'm totally serious about that. Like put the word rest somewhere in your calendar, somewhere every week, even if it's 10 minutes. Like be deliberate about that 10 minutes. What am I going to do with this 10 minutes? And I took a training today on gratitude in clinical settings, and it was one of the best trainings I've ever actually had. It was so crazy. I know about gratitude, but just the way that the presenter presented it was really cool. But they said to create a list of, well, first it was 20 things. Then they talked about 100 things, list 100 things. And there's nothing too small. There's just nothing too small. Even down to you have a toilet that flushes. Like get into like if you're in pain everywhere in your body and you have chronic pain, like where do you not have pain? Just in your pinky? Okay, let's focus on the pinky then. Because what you focus on grows. So the energy of gratitude, the energy of thankfulness and appreciation. I like appreciation the best. I think that has the best feel to it for me, to appreciate things. Because what you appreciate appreciates. So if you are in your present moment and you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not truly in your present moment. Remember that part. So you got to bring yourself back to the present moment, ground yourself. I do the 5 senses type of thing, like taste, touch, smell. What do I hear? All of that stuff. List one thing of each on up to maybe 5 things each. And they do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick a sense for each amount. And then just ground yourself. I like to put like my bare feet on the floor and be like, okay, I can feel my feet on the floor. I can feel my butt in the chair, things like that. And so that kind of brings you back to the present. And then you can start appreciating what you've got going on. So with my amount of work I've got going on, I didn't have as much going on there for a while because I took a break from a few things. And I would get a little bit bored sometimes. And that is, I never get bored, ever. I'm always like go-getter. And I was starting to get a little bored and I could tell that, okay, this break is over. I'm ready to go back to work again and do more things. And so that's what I did. I just needed a refresher. And when I came back, it was like, okay, now I remember why I was stressed before. It came back to me. I remember those old feelings. And so I had to get back into the present and remind myself, no, be thankful for all of these frustrations and then I reframed them. So we have to, instead of saying they're frustrating or we're overwhelmed, we're defining that moment as that. So that means that we're taking on that meaning and we're saying that's what this means. So you have to make it mean something else. So appreciate it, whatever it is, because it's there for a reason. It's trying to show you something that you need to change inside yourself or some new feeling you need to shift into, a new mental state. It's just showing you something. And just examine it. Be very curious about it. It's not good or bad. It's just an indication of something that needs to change. Carl Jung said, I don't know if this was the exact quote, but I wrote it down. It was, our symptoms are messengers from our souls to make a change. So a symptom you have or a feeling you have is just an indicator. Even if it's a good feeling, it's an indication that, hey, I need to milk this feeling. You don't want to milk the bad feelings. We don't need all that. We don't need the bad feelings. But the bad feelings aren't necessarily bad. Remember that too. If you define them as bad, then they're bad. appreciate them for coming in to show you that there's a change that needs to be made. And that's what I've started doing. I started doing that a long time ago, but you forget what you already know. So this is why I'm glad I'm doing a video every day, because as I'm teaching you, it's teaching me to remember. And that's why I'm doing so many of them, because I know that each video can kind of build off the other video. So if I didn't say something in this one, maybe there's another video in my other 49 videos that you could get something out of, and you can go back and listen to some of them. And someday I'll do some classes and courses and things like that on specific teachings, especially if I get someone that wants something specific. I'll create something. I'll probably do some lives in the future as well to talk about certain subjects. I think that'd be so much fun, because in these 10, 15, 20-minute videos, I can't get a lot out. So, and I try to talk kind of fast. So, but yes, get back into your present, and also breathing is really important too, because if you're breathing really shallowly, you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. So your brain thinks, oh my God, there's a tiger coming, I need to run, and it goes into fight or flight whenever you're just sitting at your desk, or you're just at the grocery store, or you're just driving, or whatever it is that you're doing, you feel in danger, your body feels in danger. So if you keep track of where your nervous system is, so are you nervous? Are you feeling anxious, on edge? Are you angry? You know, there's lots of factors. For women, it's our, our monthly friend and all of that goes with it. We have a lot of stuff going on. There's perimenopause and menopause, and there's pregnancy, and there's all these things that women have to deal with, and men as well. You guys have your own hormone stuff, and that we'll save all the hormone talk for probably a specialized video at some point, because I will probably talk about that. But it's all the biological factors that are going on too. But remember also that our mind can change biological factors, which I will get into again in the future, talking about Joe Dispenza and his teachings as well, because that stuff it blows my mind. But remember that the body follows where the mind begins, basically. The body follows the mind. So keep that in mind with where you're at during your day. How are you feeling in your body? Because whatever thoughts and beliefs you have going on is creating a physical sensation in your body. It first starts with chemicals in the brain, and then you can feel, obviously when you're angry, you can feel rushes of adrenaline in your body. Your thoughts created that adrenaline pushing through your body. If you can do that, you can do anything with your body, technically. So keep that in mind. But as far as manifestations are concerned, remember, whatever you're assuming is true. So whatever you're telling yourself, you are believing that. So remember to rehearse a different scene. Rehearse new things. Don't rehearse the old stuff, because that's the old you. Those thoughts are from yester you. I just made up I don't know if anybody ever heard that before. We'll call it yester you. Yester you. And we don't need that today. In present you, we don't need that in 2.0 you. In the era of you, this new era, who is no longer thinking like the old self. You're killing the old self off. What are you going to do with the new you? You are going to think different thoughts. You don't identify with those old thoughts anymore, because you don't need them anymore. They're not even relevant. So you rehearse these new thoughts, even when you're overwhelmed. Maybe take 5 minutes, even 60 seconds. 60 seconds is better than nothing, literally. Just take 60 seconds, close your eyes, and imagine, if you're feeling overwhelmed, first check in with your body, check in with yourself. Say, self, I'm here with you. I'm here. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I can feel it. I don't like it. What's another feeling I might be feeling underneath this? I'm sick of this. This is the same pattern. I always have to deal with this. Just get all that kind of up, and then you've got to reframe. And you start with, I think, appreciation. Calming the nervous system first, breathing, checking in with your body, of course, getting kind of more logical about things, a little less emotional, more logical. So then you can get more emotional in a better momentum, get a better momentum going, instead of down the rabbit hole into the toilet. We don't want that. So we want some good momentum. And so to create that good momentum, it starts with kind of appreciating. Okay, I appreciate this overwhelm. You're showing me what I need to know about myself. Okay. And then we get on a trajectory of a different type of thinking, which changes our identity. We start changing our beliefs. And that's when we start materializing the things that we really want, that we haven't been able to do for a long time. So that's kind of a real quick path to get there. But remember that you can start your day over at any moment. I mean, time is an illusion. Past, present, future are happening now according to quantum physics. If everything is happening now, who cares what we got going on right now then? Who cares? It's just, how am I feeling? Am I feeling good? Am I feeling joy? Am I feeling appreciation? If I'm not, let me find a little bit of relief. How can I feel just a little bit of relief? How can I just start my day over right now? And some people might say, well, that's BS. How can you start your day over? You can't decide to start your day over. Yeah, you can. Why can't you? It's your world. It's your life. It's your perception. Perceives something different. But no one teaches us this. I wish someone would have taught me this a long time ago. I just learned about law of attraction in 2013. I didn't know anything about this stuff before then. I did feel this weird feeling that I could do anything, that I was limitless, kind of a magical feeling when I was a kid. But of course, that got shit on. You know, when you're a kid and you grow up and all these things happen, I mean, you just get oppressed. And I let that oppression kind of hold me down. And so I didn't learn about this stuff, like really apply it until maybe a few years ago. And it still didn't fully sink in until probably like 2 years ago, like fully sink in. And then I've just gotten better with it. But I manifested some huge things back in 2020. That was a big year for me, and 2022 as well. So that were just so surprising. And so, if you just believe in you, that you have the capability to create anything you want, and that it starts with just your mental state. I don't care where you're at right now. You can get wherever you want to be from wherever you're at, because where you're at is where you're at. So just accept that and determine, what's my to-don't list? What do I need to take off this list? Or what to-don't list do I need to make? Because that is just as important as your to-do list. I promise you. And there are things that you need to eliminate to create space to bring in other things that are more important or that feel better to you. It could be people, events, a new job. It could be anything. And just really get curious about, what is it that I don't need to be doing anymore? I don't need to be thinking anymore. And then just kind of, get curious. Put down in the comments what you took off your to-do list, or what is on your to-don't list. I'd love to hear. So thank you for listening to me for video 50. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys are all doing well and fabulous and amazing. And I will be back tomorrow. Thank you again. Please like, share, subscribe, as they say. Like, share, subscribe. And please send this message to anybody who might need it. Just anybody who you think might benefit. So I'd be happy to be there, on their side, whoever you send it to. So I'm here, and let me know if you need anything or have any other video requests, and I'll get to them as soon as I can, as soon as I see them. So I look forward to hearing from you all, and hearing about your progress too. Please put any progress that you've made in the comments, or email me. Feel free. So thank you again, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.